Kicking off this list of ways that you can get banned in Fortnite, or people have been banned in Fortnite, is easy. It's called glitching. That's right. This is an early access game, and because it's a video game in 2018, it's not perfect, and there are plenty of things that go unseen during development and can be exploited in the game by players who want a little bit of an advantage. There have been plenty of glitches throughout Fortnite's lifespan, but perhaps the most devastating one was when you could actually get under the map in multiple areas. Because of the imperfections with the building mechanics early in Battle Royale's life, it was actually possible to warp under the map just by building a floor above you at a certain angle, and thankfully, this has been patched out for a long time. But when it was up, it was frustrating. At number 9, teaming with enemies. This is one of the worst forms of boosting that you can do in Fortnite. Because it's a Battle Royale game with very limited enemy identification, it makes it unfortunately easy to team up with people while in the game. People will just get into a private chat and both go to the same solo queue and then stay in communication to team up against people playing fair. And since there's no real name identification for enemies, you can get off scot-free a lot of the time. But those times that you don't, you're going to eat a big ban, and you deserve it. At number 8, using a VPN. For those that don't know, a VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. It is a method of increasing your network security while using the internet. However, a lot of video game cheaters will use a VPN to connect to the game in order to get away with using cheats. By using a VPN, it increases your network security and makes it so you can play the game while using exploits without getting caught and hunted down by the game's anti-cheat system. Thankfully, Epic Games has put in a system that identifies if someone is connecting using a VPN, and it will automatically kick them from the game. At number 7, aimbotting. No duh, right? Aimbots are one of the most common cheats in a multiplayer shooter, as they allow the player to automatically lock onto an enemy's head instead of having to actually aim at them. Early in Fortnite's life cycle, there were quite a few aimbots floating around, but after a massive ban wave from Epic, they are now very rare, and the cheaters have been banned. At number 6, AFKing. This one's actually pretty interesting. Normally, when you go AFK away from the keyboard in a multiplayer game, you will simply be kicked from the game and have to start over. But did you guys know that people have actually gotten banned from Fortnite because they go AFK so much? According to Epic, going AFK constantly breaks the balance of the game and messes with the way it was meant to be played. And since many of the in-game challenges just demand that you go somewhere on the map for a couple seconds, a lot of people will go to that certain spot for a challenge and then go AFK in a corner so they can get the extra XP for surviving longer instead of just quitting the match. If Epic Games detects that you go AFK very frequently, they're going to ban you. Cracking into the top 5, and I want to know, have you ever been banned for anything in Fortnite? If you have, let us know in the comment section. Is it using a proxy server? Have you ever had that one? This kind of falls under the same category as using a VPN in Fortnite due to how easy it is to exploit during gameplay. For those that don't know, a proxy server is a server that acts as a middleman for exchanging data with another server, essentially ramping up your computer and network security and allowing you to remain anonymous in areas of the web where you normally would not be. So why would you use a proxy server to connect to Fortnite? Well, because it helps you get away with cheating since you can't be directly banned for it. Thankfully, much of the VPN entry, Epic Games has stated that if you connect to the game servers using a proxy, they catch it, you're banned. At number 4, team killing. Back in the earlier days, the vanilla days, there was actually team damage so you could shoot and damage your teammates while playing duos and squads. However, the amount of trolling and griefing was so bad that Epic Games had to turn off friendly fire altogether in order to stop it from happening. But people will still find ways to grief their teammates, mainly with the impulse grenades, which do have friendly fire still enabled, so you can use them to shoot your teammates off of cliff. But be warned, if Epic Games catches you being a griefer, you're probably going to get the hammer. At number 3, riding the dreaded swing set. You know those swing sets that are set around the map in a few different residential areas? Did you guys know you can actually get banned for riding them at one point? It's true. A while back, it became evident that if you jumped off one of the swing sets, your character would spaz out in a very funny way. So people started doing it for a little laugh. Unfortunately, Fortnite's anti-cheat system read this spazzing as a player using some kind of speed boost cheat, and it would ban people for it. Thankfully, Epic quickly noticed their mistake and they unbanned the people who got hit for riding the swing set of death. At number 2, excessive lag. One of the main problems that people have with PUBG is the lack of region lock, meaning that you could be playing with someone across the world and they could have an automatic advantage because of their laggy connection. Fortnite decided that this would not be allowed in their game. While it's still possible to join players on the other side of the world, you are doing so at a risk because if you are reported enough times for having lag, Epic will give you a ban for it. Because of the way modern lag comp works in most multiplayer games, people with laggier connections actually get a big advantage in a lot of the situations because those few extra fractions of a second when you could shoot somebody, but they're not there and then you're already dead. And finally, a number 1 today, no reason at all. That's right, you heard me, this one's very unfortunate. And it seems with every update to the anti-cheat, a whole bunch of people get banned for no reason, and this has happened a couple times throughout Fortnite's lifespan so far. The most likely reason for this is because some of the growing pains whenever a new anti-cheat update is issued cause innocent players to be identified as cheaters, as well as when a bunch of salty people report a good player and they are banned as kind of a preemptive response to the reports. Thankfully, for the most part, everyone who has been wrongfully banned got their accounts back with the apologies of Epic Games. And there you have it, my friends. Those are 10 ways you can or you could have got banned in Fortnite. You guys let me know if any of these have ever happened to you. My name is Chaos. This has been another episode of Gaming Facts by Gamology, and I'll see you soon.